Have you ever felt like there's a wall between you and the life you truly desire? It seems like there's something standing in your way, keeping you from reaching your full potential. You have big dreams, big goals, and you know you're capable of achieving them, but no matter what you do, it feels like that wall is just too high to climb. You can't see over it, you can't get around it, and you feel stuck. I know exactly how you feel. The frustration, the anxiety, the sense that no matter how hard you try, your life isn't changing the way you want it to. You start questioning if it's even possible, and before long, you fall into the trap of overthinking. The more you think, the more overwhelming everything becomes, until you just freeze. But what if I told you that there's only one thing standing in your way, the way you're thinking about it? What if I told you that the path to the life you desire is much simpler than you think? And what if I told you that you can begin changing your life starting tomorrow? In this video, I want to share with you a mindset shift that can change everything. It's a simple yet powerful shift that will help you break through the wall between you and your dreams. By using Buddhist teachings and practical steps, we'll explore how to stop overthinking and start moving forward with confidence, one small step at a time. Step 1. Recognize the wall. It's all in your mind. The first step in overcoming any obstacle is to recognize that it exists. And in this case, the wall you're facing is your mindset. We often think that the barrier between us and the life we want is external, something outside of us that we can't control. But in truth, that wall is created by the way we think about things. Buddhism teaches us that our thoughts shape our reality. The Buddha spoke often about how our attachments and desires can lead to suffering. We get attached to the idea of perfection or the expectation that success should come easily. When we set these unrealistic expectations, we create a mental barrier that prevents us from even trying. Instead of seeing your goal as a huge, insurmountable mountain, try to see it for what it really is, just a series of steps. The key is to recognize that the wall is in your mind, and by changing your mindset, you can break through it. Practical example. Think about the goal you're working toward. Maybe it's to start a new business, get healthier, or learn a new skill. Instead of thinking about the entire process and all the obstacles ahead, just focus on the next step. For example, if you want to get healthier, maybe your next step is simply to take a 10-minute walk. Don't worry about running a marathon just yet. Take it one small step at a time. Step 2. Stop overthinking. The key to moving forward. Do you spend a lot of time thinking about how hard your goal is going to be? You think about how long it will take, how much effort it will require, and how many obstacles you might face. The more you think about it, the more overwhelmed you become, and eventually you find yourself stuck. Buddhism teaches us that overthinking is a form of suffering. The Buddha called this the monkey mind, that restless, overactive mind that jumps from one thought to another, never settling on anything. Just like a monkey jumping from one tree branch to the next without ever stopping, our minds often leap from thought to thought, never pausing for long. It can make us feel scattered, anxious, or stuck in an endless loop of overthinking. When we let our thoughts run wild, we get caught up in a cycle of fear and doubt. This keeps us from taking action. The key to breaking free is to stop thinking so much and start doing. When you think too much about something, you often create more problems than you need to. You start imagining all the ways something could go wrong, or you get lost in the details, which only increases anxiety and prevents you from taking the first step forward. Buddhism teaches us that our thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come and go. We don't have to hold on to every thought that passes by. When we get too caught up in analyzing every possible outcome, we miss the opportunity to just act. The more you think, the more paralyzed you'll feel. But if you take action, even if it's just a small step, you'll begin to build momentum and push through the mental barrier. If you've been putting off a task because it feels overwhelming, try this. Set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and commit to working on it for just that amount of time. This simple act of starting will help you break the cycle of overthinking and get you into the flow of action. Remember, the most important thing is not to think too much. Just take that first step. Step 3. Embrace discomfort. The pain of change is temporary. One of the biggest reasons people get stuck is that they're afraid of the discomfort that comes with change. Making progress in life, whether it's starting a new project or breaking a bad habit, often involves discomfort. The idea of doing something new can be intimidating, and the fear of failure can paralyze us. In Buddhist teachings, the idea of attachment is central. We become attached to the comfort of the known, even if it's not good for us. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a job that drains us, or the fear of failure, we stay attached because it feels safer than stepping into the unknown. However, staying stuck in a situation that no longer serves us brings its own suffering that often becomes more painful than the discomfort of change itself. The discomfort of change isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Growth, both personal and spiritual, happens when we step outside of our comfort zone. Buddha's teachings remind us that suffering is a path to awakening. The pain we feel when we try something new is part of the process of transformation. Buddhism teaches that suffering is a part of life, but it's not permanent. The discomfort of making change, while real, is temporary. In fact, the Buddha taught that it is through embracing discomfort that we find liberation. The pain of staying stuck in the same place will always be worse than the discomfort of taking action and making progress. Practical example. Think about a time when you pushed through discomfort and achieved something. Maybe it was exercising when you didn't feel like it, or speaking up in a meeting when you were nervous. That discomfort didn't last forever, did it? And in the end, the reward was worth it. When you feel fear or discomfort about taking action, remember that it's temporary and that the long-term benefit of moving forward far outweighs the short-term discomfort. Step 4. Focus on one step at a time. Progress is made slowly. The path to achieving your goals doesn't happen overnight. It's easy to get discouraged when you look at the bigger picture and realize just how far you have to go. But the truth is, real progress is made slowly, step by step. Just as the Buddha taught that we should walk the path with small, deliberate steps, the Eightfold Path, for example, we can approach our own goals with small, daily actions. Each step you take towards change is a victory. Buddhism teaches us to focus on the present moment and take things one step at a time. When we try to change everything all at once, the discomfort can become paralyzing. But when we break our actions down into manageable pieces, we create a sense of momentum and reduce the overwhelming feelings that come with big shifts. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness teaches us to focus on the present moment. Instead of worrying about the future or getting stuck in the past, mindfulness helps us take life one step at a time. The key to breaking through the wall and reaching your goals is to focus on the small, manageable steps you can take today. Practical example. If you have a big goal, like starting a business, don't get overwhelmed by thinking about everything you need to do. Instead, focus on just one small task you can do today. Maybe researching your target market or writing a business plan outline. Celebrate those small steps. Every little bit of progress adds up. Step 5. The power of consistency. Show up every day. The final key to overcoming the wall and achieving your dreams is consistency. It's easy to start strong, but the real change happens when you show up every day, even on the days when you don't feel like it. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of consistent practice. It's not about making huge leaps forward, but about showing up and doing the work each day. Consistency is often seen as the quiet force behind success. It's not the bold, dramatic gestures that lead to lasting change, but the small, steady actions taken day after day. Whether you're working toward personal growth, fitness goals, career advancement, or building a new habit, consistency can be the key that unlocks transformation. But there's more to the story. Consistency alone can feel monotonous or even frustrating without the right mindset. That's where the shift happens, embracing the understanding that small, consistent actions are a form of self-respect and belief in your long-term vision. It's about recognizing that your efforts compound over time. At first, results may be invisible, but they are always happening beneath the surface. To make consistency truly work for you, you must adopt a mindset that values progress over perfection. When you allow yourself to accept that you won't always be at your best, yet you still show up, you shift from a place of self-judgment to one of self-compassion. This mental shift is essential because it's often the fear of failure or self-doubt that makes consistency feel difficult. Think of this mindset as planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to sprout immediately, nor do you pull it up every day to check its progress. Instead, you water it, trust the process, and give it time. Similarly, every action you take, no matter how small, grows into something significant over time. Moreover, embracing a growth mindset allows you to view challenges as opportunities for learning rather than obstacles. Instead of getting discouraged by setbacks, you begin to see them as part of your journey. This shift from a fixed mindset, where you believe your abilities are limited, to a growth mindset, where you believe improvement is always possible, fuels the consistency you need to persevere. The true power of consistency lies not just in repetition, but in your ability to remain engaged and hopeful even when progress seems slow. Over time, this steady commitment will form the foundation for life-changing results. By pairing consistency with a mindset shift toward growth, you unlock an unstoppable cycle of improvement, and your life will begin to change in ways you couldn't have imagined. Breaking through the wall between you and the life you want isn't about making giant leaps or having everything fall into place all at once. It's about making small, consistent changes every day. The wall that stands between you and your dreams is not as big or as unmovable as it seems. It's a mental barrier that can be shattered with a shift in mindset. By recognizing that the real obstacle is in your mind, by stopping overthinking, embracing discomfort, Focusing on one step at a time and being consistent, you'll begin to move toward the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take will bring you closer to your goal. As the Buddha said, every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Start with one small change today, and over time you'll realize how much progress you've made. So, what's the first step you're going to take today? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, the most important thing is to take that first step. You've got this.